So in the same phase of I want to bring courses online and do this, we had to think of names of what are we going to call these things. And said to the coach, I'm like, what about the little blue pill for business? And he's like, it's a little obscure. I don't think people get it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they get it. They don't want to get it, but they got it. They got a visual they can't get rid of now.
Welcome to the Going North podcast, where you will be informed, encouraged, and empowered to embrace your dreams and advance in life through authorship. I'm your host, best-selling author of the book Stay the Course, and certified leadership trainer, Dom Brightman. Be sure to check out the goods and services from every guest, as well as the host himself, yours truly. Now let the fun begin. Coming at you again with another review highlight. This review is from Al's 27th biggest fan, and his review is titled, Great Show. Stumbled onto this podcast tonight, and I've got to say, I was a little unsure at first. The host is very laid back, unlike most podcasts I listen to. But man, I found myself completely 100% engaged in the content. Great interviews, great guests, a great show. I'm adding this to my playlist. Thanks a bunch, Al's 27th biggest fan, for leaving that 5-star review. And if you too would like a future review highlighted on the podcast from you in particular, head over to goingnorthpodcast.com or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, and leave a review about the show. So that way we can highlight it, so that way more folks will know about the show, so it can grow like a big, fat, wonderful tree, giving positive shade to people in the summer. Now let's get on with today's conversation / interview. Maybe a Connerview. Well, today on GMP, the great, glorious, and glamorous, might as well add gorgeous too, because today's guest fits all 3 of those G's and more, baby. That's right indeed. All 4 G's and more too. That's right indeed. We laugh so much, I'm bad at math. That's right indeed. Then again, libraries are working words and not mathematics. But hey, it ain't about mathematics, even though today's guest, her first name starts with M, because we got one heck of a super special, awesome treat for you today, because we got a bookcaster in the house. That's right indeed. But she's level 99 because not only she published a book, she also has 5 podcasts. Y'all, that's right indeed, 5 podcasts, all of them active. You're like, shoot, like, did she amass cloning technology and time travel at the same time? Well, we'll find out later, because today's guest, in addition to being a fabulous bookcaster with all those wonderful podcasts and a best-selling book, she's also an entrepreneur with over 20 years of experience. That's right indeed. So she came out of the womb with business experience and executive coaching, working with clients ranging from 8 figures all the way to solopreneurs just getting started. So let's give it up for the one and only, the lady who will take you from consumer all the way to the bomb.com, the one and only Michelle Nedelec. How you doing today, Michelle?
Woo-hoo. I'm doing awesome. Thank you. And even better now. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, that's right indeed. Definitely appreciate having you on this podcast today. Podmatch.com is like a treasure trove of super special, awesome humans. I'm telling you. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. So my goodness, as with all introductions, are not allowed to be 83 days long, and I probably only covered 8.3 minutes of what you actually do. So mind filling us in on how you got to where you are today since it's your first time here?
Absolutely. So we'll give you the short version. So in about 2003, I started doing personal development training, speaking from stage, and helping people to succeed. And that's where the gem of the book came from, was when we decided to pivot in 2015. I went, I got all this knowledge, I have to put it into a book. So it was kind of like my love child. And, cute or otherwise, you can tell me my baby's ugly, but I love it to pieces. And it's super helpful in understanding how we transition from consumers, as, when we're little, we just we need food, we need water, we need fun, we need all those things. And then we get to the point where we're like, hey, I really want to have that bike. And then you realize, hey, I need some money to buy that bike. Hey, how do I make money? And then we go through these stages of learning to express ourselves and bringing our gifts and our values to the world. And to me, one of the most fantastic stages is entrepreneurialism, when we learn to bring all of our ability to focus, and our strength is internal, not external. So we're dependent on ourselves, not on the market or who's giving us something. We just go out and make it happen. And that to me is the bravest thing anybody will ever do. And I want to fully support them in every way I can to make that happen. So that's where the book came from, Business Ownership Mindset, because you're the bomb, baby. And we want to make sure you know it. So that's where that came from. And then skip forward a few years, we pivoted our company into done for you technology, because we found a lot of people that went into business, they're awesome at their mojo, whatever that might be, but they really suck wind at the tech, which is totally understandable, because only about 25% of the people are really analytical thinkers and get the tech stuff. So as I like to say, quit playing with your tech and go grow your business. So we take care of your tech for you. On that note, then I started a bunch of podcasts to really help give entrepreneurs the assets that they need wherever they're at. So whether you're just starting up and you're in that spaghetti against the wall phase, or you've moved into, okay, I found something that works and some people want it, but I still got all this stuff distracting me and keeping me busy. How do I hone in on the one thing and grow the company? And then once you've grown the company, you got that one thing going, how do we scale it and make it a rock star? And then some people, it's how to exit your company. So depending on where you're at in those 4 stages, we want to help you to be able to get all the resources you need to be able to be a rock star at any one of them.
Oh, yeah. It's freaking
Music to
fabulous
your
indeed.
ears.
Oh, yeah, that's right indeed. The good thing about your first name, all the adjectives. We got musical, we got the hashtag Magic Michelle, helping folks to find their mojo and amplify it, so you love to see it. That's right indeed, that's right indeed. And that's good too, definitely, because like a lot of folks are probably going to be needing help nowadays with that automation, because it's like, oh, DIY, I'm a Home Depot mode. And then it's like, after a while, it's like, oh, darn, let me go to DFY.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed. So, what helped you to figure out to take folks from DIY to DFY?
Primarily because they weren't capable of doing it themselves, and really it's total waste of time. If you look at kind of your, what we call your revenue generating activity, the thing that makes you money, it's your personality, it's your charisma, it's your vision, it's your expression of self, whatever that might be. And it is not sitting in front of a computer trying to figure out what button to click and where to send that email, or how to figure out, the logic behind, did this person sign up for it? Are they still attending this event? Did they re-register for this other event? Like, all that kind of crap is just not meant to be on your table. You're meant to give that to somebody else and let them figure that out.
That's right, indeed, because it's so darn true. It's like, hey, it's kind of hard to really move fast when you got all that darn baggage. It's like you're trying to move like a hedgehog, but you still got the camel hump going on.
Exactly. It's really hard to drive a hot rod when you got your head in the engine trying to figure out how to make the engine work. It's like, just hit the gas pedal, make it go. Talk, let's go.
Yeah. Although that'll be one heck of a visual for a TikTok video.
Don't hit the gas now. Don't hit the gas now. It's so true. That's such a good analogy for business, actually, because you start getting things moving and going, and you're like, oh my God, like things are moving and going, and you don't realize why they're going as fast as they are, when the right people have their head in your business engine and they're taking care of all the stuff that, you got a bookkeeper taking care of your books, you've got the tech taking care of your tech, and then you get to go and do your thing. That's when the fun starts, and that machine starts to hum. I like car analogies.
That means you must be into cars then, too.
I'm a wee bit into cars, yes.
That's right indeed. A lady of many talents and interests you love to see. That's right indeed.
Right?
That's right indeed. That's why she's off the market, folks.
Exactly. But I'm not beyond, talking detailing paints or anything else.
That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Well, instead of just painting the town red, you're able to paint folks' businesses into green. So, my goodness, as with all paint, you had to probably find your way to the paint shop, and you probably had some speed bumps and setbacks along the way. So, what would you consider your biggest setback that actually set you up for success?
Oh, I've had so many of them. I don't know if there's one in particular that's done it. But I think the biggest one was probably in about 2015 when people were asking for online courses. So they didn't want to necessarily have to come to class all the time. They wanted to be able to just watch a video and get the content they wanted, which was a reasonable requirement at that time. But at that time, it was also a lot more difficult than it should have been. In weird ways, it's a lot easier to now. And in weird ways, you need a lot more tech support now than ever before. So at that time, I was fortunate. I had my partner in business and pleasure, as we like to say. He's a techie, so he got all my stuff up and running for him. But we realized, hey, we're going to have to pivot somehow because selling in the traditional way and selling online are two very, very different things. And personal development or success just doesn't sell online. It's too general. So we either had to move to how to speak from stage or something about how to. And we saw so many people that were in so much trouble. And we just went, hey, we got to do this. So the problem we had was like the thing we had built and made our love child, it just wasn't sellable anymore. It was, we've put all this effort into it. Now we've got this rock, this paperweight. It does absolutely nothing. And what are we going to do with it? So the biggest lesson out of that was be willing to pivot. It's not that big of a deal. You can still take all of those resources, all of those successes you had, and change them into something new and different. So it's not really rockets. It's kind of the foundation with which we've built the rest of the business. So that's good.
Ah, there you go.
I just want to swing my head like yours. We'll both sit there in our own little rooms, hanging out in the silent DJ. Like nobody else can hear him.
Yeah, I blame most of the guests for the head rock, and it's like, yeah, just tuning into you. Like, yeah, that's right indeed. Doing that intent listening right there. That's right indeed. Especially for you helping folks to have the Jeff Bezos swag and launch some magic phallic symbols into the moon, metaphorically. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. To take their business from spaceship to spaceship launch. That's right.
Right. And you know me too well. I like my phallic symbols. A little bit of research goes a long way with me. So for those of you who don't know, one of my podcasts is The Little Blue Pill for Business, which is a play on Viagra, which is all about getting it up and keeping it up. And of course, we're talking about revenue and profit. But I understand that it's all about 6 inches between your ears. And that's why I interview some of the hottest people in the industry that are blowing a go. And we want to help you get in on some action. So if you like a little tongue in cheek and not just physically, this podcast is for you. And yes, we talk about phallic symbols.
That's right indeed. That's the mark of a professional right there. You just heard how she seamlessly just slid that in there. She slid it in there like a DM. A successful one, no doubt, either, too.
Everybody's totally distracted now. Did you just say that? Yes, she did.
Who knows? This episode might be called Innuendo City. Who knows?
I love it. That'll be my new metaverse tag. Innuendo
It really
City.
should
Like,
be.
love
Who
that.
needs skyscrapers when you got phallic symbols, right?
Right? We could just totally have phallic symbols all over the place. Sell real estate. Oh, I just had names for all of my stories in my head. That's awesome. Slightly disturbing, but totally funny.
Yeah, exactly. Just imagine somebody in that metaverse is like, "Oh shoot, I'm in the wrong city." It's like, "Hey, wait, we're about revenue here. Revenue increasing, being fruitful and multiplying." Like, wait, what?
Exactly.
That's right. A lot of begatting is happening here. For your business. For your business.
Exactly. You got to beget to be got.
Oh man. So my
You're
goodness,
funny.
my goodness. Oh, I appreciate that. That's right indeed. Gotta thank the Energizer Bunny for inspiration, hard
Right.
inspiration, among many other things. So my goodness, oh man. It's kind of funny how we're in today's society with the evolution of marketing, especially online, because the old tired business posts are kind of really yesterday's news, and now today is like you really got to get folks' attention. So my goodness, we hope you to get the confidence to finally just step in and be like, you know what? Innuendo is a great way to get their attention. Let's keep it that way. So what helps you to get the confidence to be like, you know what? Let's pivot to this direction.
The little blue pill. That was pretty funny, actually. We were so in the same phase of I want to bring courses online and do this. We had to think of names of what are we going to call these things, and said to the coach, I'm like, "What about the little blue pill for business?" And he's like, "It's a little obscure. I don't think people get it." I'm like, "I'm pretty sure they get it." They don't want to get it, but they got it. They got a visual they can't get rid of now. And everybody's going, "No, I'm not promoting that. I'm not promoting that." I went, "Okay, fine." So it kind of sat on the back burner, and I went, "But I love that. That's hilarious." And then when I started doing podcasts, I was doing the business ownership podcast, and I went, "This is good. It's all business. It's all clean. Everybody's willing to share it." And then I went, "You know what? But I still need to be me." So I'm glad to start this thing. And I think the little blue pill for business would be hilarious in podcasts, because if you want to know about it, you can know about it. If you don't want to associate it with it, you don't. Like, nobody cares what I do on the side, kind of thing. And those who want to know are closet listeners. I'm okay with that. I love my closet listeners. You can be voyeurs all you want to. Sit in the closet and watch. I'm good. Then as soon as you're ready to build your business, come on out. So yeah, I just had to be me. It had to come out. It's like, when you have something you really got to say, and you're like trying not to say it and trying not to say it and trying not to say it, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, did I say that loud?" Maybe it's just me. That happens to me all the time. Actually, usually now I've gotten rid of that, and I just say stuff. I don't even bother holding it anymore. Like, well, if you didn't want the answer, don't ask me the question.
That's right, indeed. Folks can have HR on speed dial all they want, but she's an entrepreneur, baby. So you lost that battle.
Exactly.
That's right. I'm gonna report you to HR. Oh wait, I am HR. That's right, indeed, because she's got all the resources. So my goodness, back to the original question that popped in my head before Phallic's Symbol City appeared.
Tell me what popped in your head.
Yeah, so my goodness, so online courses, so my goodness. So with the online course, a lot of folks want to tap into that market now today, especially since education online is a big thing. Even with people going back, it's like, hey, I can actually do it at my own pace. So any advice for folks looking to start their own online course, especially a successful one?
Absolutely. Keep it simple. So in our world, what we do from a tech perspective, let's start with that, because a lot of people go, "Where do I put my courses? How do I get them to? How do I charge people for them?" We get people to, one, set up a WordPress site, because WordPress has the ability to do a bunch of tech in the back end that other, like, done for yous or WYSIWYGs or custom programming or whatever's don't have the capacity to do. When you want to have your own business email. So if you register a domain, thisisme.com, then you want to have me at thisisme.com. Don't use Hotmail. Don't use Yahoo. Certainly don't use AOL. Whatever you got going on, don't do that. Use your business name as your email. It sets a level of professionalism right off the bat. Second thing you want besides a WordPress site, we use Thrive Architect, because right now it happens to be super easy for people to go in, change pictures, change dates. It's what we call a WYSIWYG. It stands for what you see is what you get. And you can just go in and change dates and pictures, and you can see it. You can shrink it for mobile, and it's awesome. from that perspective. There are more robust ones, but to start out, it's perfect. Second thing we use is a software called Keep Max Classic, formerly called Infusionsoft. Some people called it Confusionsoft. It's very robust. It is the best in the business. So it's kind of like people in the past have tried to play it like a ukulele. Nothing against ukuleles, but they're a little simplistic for a string instrument. We know how to play Infusionsoft like it's a Stradivarius. So when you learn how to use it for what it's capable of doing, you can do all sorts of things, which I'm going to talk about, especially in the area of membership. So the third thing you need is some place to put your courses, like a learning management system. Thrive Architects works great. You can put it on Kajabi. It works great. Use Kajabi as the platform, not as a learning platform, whichever one it is. And then what we do is we use Membarium to be able to hook up with Thinkific and be able to control who has access to what courses when. So the cool part about Infusionsoft is it allows you to control who has access when, where, how on your courses, and you can set up your monthly membership fees so that every month it automatically charges everybody their monthly fees to get access to your courses. And if they're not paying, if it's a pay as you go, if they're not paying, they don't get access to the course. They pay, they get access to the course. If you want other people to have lifetime access to that course because they paid differently, then you can do that. If you want some people to get just module one of your course as an opt-in, you can do that. So you have a ton of flexibility and robustness within your business, which you need. And it may all sound very confusing, but when it comes to money in your pocket, it'll make sense real quick. So those are the three things that you really, really need. And you can make $1 billion business off of that. And that's not chump change.
Oh, no.
We like $1 million businesses. They're fun.
That's right, indeed. Fun on all the buns.
What's
That's
a
right.
funny bones?
That's right, indeed. The funny bones sometimes involve honey. Who would have thought? Oh, man. Well, before the bunny bones appeared, that's some solid stuff right there, indeed. That's right, indeed. Yeah, that's right, indeed. The magical Infusionsoft. I like how you called it Confusionsoft.
Hey, it's been done before, so I'm just playing the game.
That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Because you got to get paid. You got to manage those clients, indeed. That's right, indeed. You got to make the magic happen, indeed, indeed. So, my goodness. So, I guess with all this automation, you got the courses going on, you got that book out, you're able to join the business of immortality with that marvelous book that's still got relevant content to this day. Indeed. How do you manage to have 5 podcasts at once? Like, do you book yourself as far ahead as I do, 3 months in advance with everything, or how does that even work?
Absolutely does. So one, I have team, which is fantastic, amazing, and essential. Two, well, let's back up the bus. One, I have strategy. The strategy is of the utmost important. Know why you're doing it, what you're going to get out of it, how are you going to monetize on it, all that kind of fun jazz, and a plan to be able to execute to make that happen. Second thing is you want the systems in place to be able to make it happen. Obviously, we got systems in place to be able to do that, to get it up, to go published on websites, to go out to all of the podcasting places. And 3, I have the support, hugely important, that can keep up with me. Full time she is going. We're putting out basically 6 podcasts a week. So the business ownership one goes out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The little blue pill, 7 to 8. Happy to offend you, go out weekly. And then I co-host the Bad Girls Own Business with Virginia Musquiz and Jenny Bellinger. And we kind of have a trifecta of who does all the work on those ones. But again, I don't do any of them, just give them to the team and they get those up and running. So, and then state of mind is highly important. And just being able to know that, everything always works out. And as long as I don't double book myself, I'm fine. Can't be in 2 places at once. I've tried that. It doesn't work.
So you don't have cloning technology yet. Okay, I got you.
Sorry.
That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Folks will be like, wait a second. He found somebody with cloning technology. Get her. That's right, indeed. She's all the way up in Canada. Let's bribe her with maple syrup somehow. See if we can get access.
probably have a better chance with, deep fried chicken or something, because I got all my maple syrup. I need a little Southern something, something.
Ooh, I like you. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Well, that's definitely powerful right there indeed to be able to do all of that and have a strategy in place. Because, hey, that's the real thing is like, hey, when you have a strategy and take action from it and then be able to adjust along the way, that definitely is freaking huge indeed. That's right, huge indeed. So, since this is far from your first time on the guest side of the game on these podcasts, is there a question that you wish you'd be asked more often?
Ooh, good question. I don't know if there's a question I need to be so much as a answer I wish people would hear more pertinently, and that is keep it simple. So especially when it comes to things like writing a book and then getting it out there. A lot of people are like, hey, what's a campaign going to look like? It's going to look like you promoting your book and 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 you promoting your book. And at the bottom of the emails, you can write, hey, if you no longer want to get promotions for these emails, click here instead of unsubscribing, and then they won't get those. But then always be promoting your book. So when you go on stage, promote your book. When you go on podcasts, promote your book. When you go to giveaways, promote your book. And into your master list, promote your book. Because what you don't understand is that even though you've been inundated with it all this time, they've never heard it. They may not have opened those emails. They may not have paid attention to the thing. They may have went, oh, that's a neat idea. And then all of a sudden their kid came screaming in the room and forgot. You want to continue to, as I like to say, throw rocks at the window. You're just trying to get her attention. That's all you're doing. Just try and get her attention. You don't know what she's doing there. She might have her headphones on, doing her homework. She might be, petting the cat. You don't know what she's doing. So just keep throwing rocks at the window until you get her attention. Because when she comes out and says, no, quit throwing rocks in my window, you go, okay, I'll quit throwing rocks in your window. But if she comes out and goes, hot damn, I didn't know you were there. That's what you want. And then they buy your book and then you can upsell your courses and all that fun stuff afterward. So don't be afraid to throw rocks at the window gently. You want to break the window. Her dad will get real mad at you if you break the window.
Yep, that's true indeed. Because as you're saying that, it reminded me of this meme I saw online where the rock went fully through the window. It had a sticky note on it that said, hey, need window repair? Call this.
Probably not the best idea. It will get you attention, but I'm not thinking it's the right kind of attention.
That's right indeed. Not the attention you want. It's like, hey, he might get a chuckle, but no, not a good idea. Oh man. So my goodness. But question for you. So this marvelous book, The Business Ownership Mindset, indeed. If it was a food, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to say, in a weird sort of way, it's rice. And the reason I'm going to say it's rice is because most people aren't allergic to it. Most people should have some in their diet, and it's amiable to everyone. So being able to kind of consume it and take it and run with it, make something of it and make it your own, it is the perfect place to start. That's my thoughts on it. My second thought was lobster because it's awesome. Hey, let's just go straight to the top. Let's just go to lobster. Some people don't like lobster, and that's okay too.
There you go. Rock the lobster, y'all. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. But hey, it could be both, That's right indeed. Have a rice ball and have some lobster, That's right indeed. Then you'll be balling. That's right indeed when you buy this book. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Lobster. Lobster, not a mobster. You love to see it.
Don't eat mobsters. They don't taste good.
Yeah.
Lobsters taste delicious.
Yeah. Yep, huge difference. Yeah, one doesn't involve cement at the bottom of the sea, so
Exactly. That gave you a visual, didn't it?
That's right indeed. That's right indeed. It's a beautiful when folks are on the same wavelength. You love to see it. In this case, you love to hear it. So my goodness, so since you have since you're a fellow podcast host, gotta ask you an obligatory podcast host to host question. So my goodness, what would you consider your three biggest lessons learned from being a podcast host?
One, don't ever do your own stuff. Oh my God. The whole editing, the whole putting up, that whole thing. It's like somebody else can do that a whole lot easier, a whole lot faster, and not resent it so much. Because I absolutely love doing the guest and then the hosting. I love having the interviews. I love meeting with people and having the conversations and drawing stuff out of them. This part I live for. This is my jam. The putting it together stuff, not so much so. Second of all, figure out how to monetize it, because otherwise you just end up resenting it, and that's not good either. And there's a ton of ways to monetize it. It's not necessarily just one way or the other. It's whatever fits in for you and how you want to, why you're building your podcast and how you're going to build it and all that kind of fun jazz. But some people even monetize it before they've done their first episode. And if you can figure out how to do that, that's fun. That wasn't mine, but that's fun. That's raising the roof right there. And third thing I learned from doing podcasts is have fun with it. God, like nobody wants to listen to you have staunch conversations about, whatever. Just have a little fun with it. You can have like learning moments in it. And don't go too far off the winding path, because then you start talking about, I don't know, leprechauns and shit, but keep talking. When you keep it on whatever it is you're talking about, it's all good. And phallic symbols, No, but that was funny. That was different.
When the leprechaun is high, he finds the Blarney Stone as a stoner and goes into phallic symbol city, and then it finds all the revenue. That's right indeed. It found the pot of gold. That's right, a pot of gold with every phallic symbol. You love to see it. That's right indeed. And the city is big as Houston, Texas, which apparently is a state within a state. That's right, even though it's a city. That's right indeed. So ladies love it. That's right indeed. Michelle can help your business find that many phallic symbols filled with pot of gold.
In the traditional or non-traditional manners. Whatever works for you. I don't judge.
Yep. Well, hey, rabbit holes are a specialty here.
Right?
That's right indeed. Especially when they lead to penguins and pumpkin pie. That's right indeed. Oh man. But before the pumpkin pie becomes an apple pie, we're coming down to the magical question that every guest gets to receive. And that is, if wake up tomorrow and you're 25 again, but you're still in 2022, what advice would you give to yourself?
Have fun. You just quit worrying about what other people think and just go have fun, whatever that might mean for you. Because the thing that you're holding on to and going, oh, if it wasn't for this part of me, or if I was just better at that, or if I just wasn't like this, then people would like me. I'd make money, whatever, quote unquote. And it's all a load of crap. If you met everybody on the planet, you're going to meet a ton of people that absolutely love and adore that thing about you that everybody else has been bitching about up until this point. And just embrace that part of you and just go, hey, that is magic and that is mojo, and I'm going to share it with the world. So thanks for coming out. If you don't like it, haters going to hate, and just be happy to offend people. It's fun.
That's right. You love to see it. Yes, indeed. One of my favorite sayings of all time. If you're not offending anybody, you aren't alive.
Right. Exactly.
That's right indeed. I'm not saying like going out seeking to offend people. That's different. I'm just talking about, average stuff,
I've been known to. And if you want to figure out how, come talk to me. I'll help you with it. You got to know where to find your peeps.
Where you're heard first, y'all, from the Empress slash Queen of Phallic Symbol City of all the revenue. The little
Makes me want to go get my tiara.
There you go. That's right, indeed. The good news is, Michelle's freaking fun on the bunch. That means she's going to help you to have fun in business indeed. So, my goodness, so for those who need to do just that and keep it with all the stuff that you're doing, what's the best way for folks to do so?
Yes, get a hold of me at awarenessstrategies.com and find all your goodies. You can get free assessments and quizzes and all sorts of fun things to help you build your business. And if you just want to stalk me and follow me around the planet, you can go to michellenedelec.com, and all my social media links are there. The podcasts are there, all sorts of fun stuff, the books, you name it. I like stalkers. Go ahead. Good stalkers.
Yeah. There's a difference. There's a difference. The good stalkers like and share posts. The
Exactly.
bad stalkers, they just lurk and lurk.
If you're going to read it, hit like and share.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, my podcast numbers say they're doing good, but ain't nobody liking or sharing. What the hell's happening? All right. I guess somebody out there is liking me.
They're just voyeurs. It's okay. We understand.
There you go. That's right. All the sneaky Pete's. Oh, man. So for those, I already said that part. Yes, indeed.
I'm so glad I got you flustered. That's awesome. That takes skill right there. Just saying. You totally got it together, and then all of a sudden, nope. I got you.
Well, you're walking back here any freaking time. That's what I'm talking about. She's walking back anytime. That's right, D. That's right, D. So in the meantime, any parting words before we close up shop, Michelle?
Just remember that if you are an entrepreneur and you are going out there or a book author and writing your words and going, I don't know if anybody's going to read this. I don't know if anyone wants this. Yes, they absolutely do. Of course they do. And just because you might be writing or saying the same thing somebody else said before, that's okay. It's your words. It sounds like you. And we've all heard songs by two different artists that we love and adore, both of them. So no matter what you're putting out there in the world, just know that somebody needs you to do that. And you got to be brave enough to do it. And if you need somebody's shoulders to sit on while you're doing it, come knock on my door. Happy to help.
Thanks a bunch for tuning in and setting aside some of your time to listen to this wonderful podcast, Going North. If you really enjoyed what you heard, do me a solid and share this with your network and someone that you care about that would get something out of it too.